Okay, so for the Krokbragd Make It video, I think I'm going to put together a little sampler. We're just going to run through a little sampler of different sections, each one with a different pattern, so you can kind of get a sense of the different possibilities with patterns, how to read a pattern, how to weave a pattern from something that's printed, and then also the way that the colors behave in the different sheds. So the first thing I want to do to orient us is just to let you know that the way I've designed my pattern bar, let me zoom in, not including the floating selvage. You never don't ever include the floating selvage when you're looking at the patterns. The colors that show in the first 3 warp threads are going to be the colors from the 3 different sheds. Okay, so the first section we're going to do is just a little box of stripes, but we're going to frame it. We're going to have a frame all the way around it in the same color. So it's going to be a little framed box with vertical stripes. So the first place from the left in my pattern is yellow. So I'm going to weave yellow in one. The second place from the left in the first part of my pattern is also yellow. So I'm going to weave yellow in shed 2. And the third place from the left in my pattern is also yellow. So I'm going to weave yellow in shed 3. All right, and I'm going to do that one more time. And obviously you can see what that is doing. All right, and you can see what that's doing. It's just creating a stripe of a solid color because we wove the same color in every shed. All right, so now we're going to get a little fancier. And I want my vertical stripes in this pattern, my little vertical stripes, to be dark green. So I look at my pattern. The first position is yellow. So I'll weave the first one as yellow. I look at the second position. The second position is green. So I will weave the second one. So I will weave the second one as green. The third position is yellow again. So I will weave that. All right, I'm going to go through it again one more time with you, and then I'm going to go either into fast forward or time lapse. Okay, the first one is yellow. You can obviously use whatever color you want. The second one is your contrasting color. And your third one is yellow again, or color one. Okay, I'm going to do this a few more times. Okay, so that has made a short section with green and yellow stripes and this yellow bar at the bottom. So now I want to create another yellow bar at the top to kind of be a frame. So I'm going to go, our pattern says that we're going to do 1, 2, and 3 in yellow. So just like we did at the beginning of this. So I'm going to go through and do that. I'm going to do that one more time. So here's the pattern we're going to be working on. It uses 3 colors, but it still looks to me like there's only 2 colors per line at any given time. So we'll be switching in and out, but I don't think it'll be too tricky. Okay, so I got our colors. For the first section, I'm going to do lavender red, and it looks like it's going to be lavender, red, red. Lavender in 1, red in 2 and 3. And I think for each one of those little bands of pattern, we can do 2 or 3 rows, which means 2 or 3 repetitions of our 3 shed pattern. So let's do that. Let's do 2 and see how it looks. So I said lavender, red, red. So that was lavender in 1, red in 2, and red in 3. I love this red. It reminds me of the 70s. that crazy kind of plastic red. All right, we'll do another row. Lavender for 1, red for 2, red for 3. Now that looks pretty thick. I'm going to do one more. Okay, so let's look at the next section. All right, so the next section is black in the first position, then lavender, lavender. So how much better is this since I taped it down? I need to always do that. What did I say? Black, lavender, lavender. Okay, we're going back to lavender, red, red. I'm going to just do that in fast motion because I think you guys can keep up with me. Okay, so the next section looks like it is black, black, lavender. So that's what I'm going to do. And then it looks like the next section is red, lavender, lavender. And then one more bar, one more little section of black, black, lavender. All right, so that section looks cool. It looks kind of like a crazy 70s sweater, which is the look I was going for. I think it's fine. It's fine. All right, now that we're kind of grooving along, we're going to try something a little more complicated, which is the bargello. Let me put the pattern up and you can look at it, and then we will look at what it's going to be like to weave it. Okay, so I got my colors marked A, B, C, and D, and that's going to help us as we go through, and also with a different way of working the writing the pattern so we can see how it works. So for the first bar, that first section of the pattern, we start with B. We weave B in 1 and A in 2 and 3. So let's just dive in. B in 1. The way that I've chosen these colors, they're going to be, it's going to almost look like an ombre effect, I think. It may be a little harder to see the pattern. If it's really hard, I'll do one that's more obvious. All right, so let's do, I think we'll do like 3 rows of the BAA. All right, I can see that. Can you? BAA. All right, so now we're going to go BBA. B is our yellow. And we're going to repeat that for like 3 rows. Okay, I can in fact see that. Looks like little fingers. Okay, BBA. Now we bring in the new color, CBB. All right, now we're going to do the next bar of the pattern, and it's CCB. And now we're going to bring in the D. And the D is DCC. So D is our red. All right, so I actually wove this with a different red and then took it out because I felt like it was really hard to see even by my standards. So let's see. Okay, I can see that. Okay, the next one is DDC. DDC. Oh yeah, that's looking good. I can see the fingers, we'll say. Okay, so here's the pieces that we've done in our sampler. That looks pretty cool. And you can vary any of this by changing up the colors. So I'll post some of the instructions below it and maybe in a downloadable sheet, since that might be easier to take a look at while you're weaving and not have to have your phone or your computer on. Thanks for hanging in. Post these on Instagram if you make them. I want to see them. And I know that y'all's colors are going to be way better than mine. Okay, bye.